Microphone, all right. I recommend that the board adjourn to closed executive session as permitted under limited personnel matters as permitted under section 10-15-1H2 of the New Mexico Open Meeting Act, specifically to discuss the superintendent's summative evaluation. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Can I have a roll call vote?
Elizabeth? Yes.
Donner, yes.
Albert Chavez, yes.
Denny Young, yes.
Linda Hudson, yes. We will now go into executive session at 5:01, 5 o'clock. No other topics will be discussed and no other business matters will be conducted, nor any action taken. Okay. Yeah. I now call the December 16th. Oh, I got to come out of it. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. After the closed executive session, do I have a motion to move out of the closed executive session?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
The matter discussed is closed executive session. We're limited to those specified in the motion for a closed executive session. No other topics were discussed and no other business matters were conducted, nor any action taken. And I ask for a roll call vote.
Elizabeth Howells, yes.
Lindsay Donner, yes.
Albert Chavez, yes.
Denny Young, yes.
Linda Hudson, yes. The board is now out of closed executive session at 6:04. Okay. How do I really get- Okay, now we can go right into it. Okay, yeah, okay. So now we're going to open up our regular board meeting of Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Would you stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There you go. I wonder if we can share this.
Yeah, I think we could.
Test, test. Can you guys hear me? All right. Can you hear Ms.
Can
President
you hear
Hudson?
me?
All right, we're going to share one.
We're gonna
microphone.
share one.
All right. Madam President, I recommend approval of the adoption for tonight's December 16th regular school board meeting.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending the adoption of Tuesday's December 16th regular school board meeting. Do I have a motion?
I move to adopt.
A second? I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried.
All right, welcome to the guests.
And yes, welcome to all the guests. It's always exciting to come and see who's going to be here tonight and who we're going to hear from and recognize and thank. So we're happy to have all of you here tonight to join us. So welcome
Happy holidays.
and happy holidays. That's
Yeah.
true. We wish you all a Merry Christmas and happy holidays and a nice break leading up to the new year.
All right. Moving on, Madam President, to approval of minutes. I recommend approval of the draft minutes from the November 18th regular school board meeting.
Superintendent Bibiano is asking for approval of the draft minutes of the November 18th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion? Also move. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. All right. Action superintendent's contract.
Do I have a motion to approve item 2A, the superintendent's contract?
I make a motion to table Superintendent's Viviano's contract until the March board meeting of 2026. A lot of people don't know legislation changed, so at this time, we're not able to actually make a decision or act on his contract beginning with the election date of the new board members until the second day in March. So we need to table this.
And we just found that, out. So we were very pleased with, we are very pleased with Superintendent Bibiano's performance. And we had his summative evaluation and we're ready to go forward, but due to this legislation, we will now have to wait until March. At such time, we will take care of it.
All right. So we have a motion
Motion
to
to
table
table.
it.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye. Or do we
Aye.
want, aye?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
we're good.
Opposed? Okay. We will table it till the March
Thank
board
you.
meeting.
Thank you. All right, moving on to staff and student recognition. Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience, thank you again for being here tonight. We would like to recognize and thank our first board member, Board Member Lindsay Donner.
Mhm.
Yes, Ms. Donner. She served on the school board with us for the past 2 years. I personally want to thank you publicly for all the work that you've done with me and with the schools. We've grown together kind of came on together
time.
and around the same time. And really appreciate the conversations, the insight, and all that you've done for our students at the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. All right, and with that, we would like to present you with plaque in appreciation of your years of service, in appreciation of your years of service with the Moriarty-Edgewood School District from 2024 to 2026. So thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Open it up to any other comments?
Any other comments?
I have a comment. Can I make a comment?
Yes,
You can make a
absolutely.
comment, yes.
I also just wanted to say thank you to the board, superintendent, and administration as well. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve on the board, and everyone here has made it so easy. I've learned a lot about what Moriarty-Edgewood School District does, and there are too many good things to name. So as always, the district is in good hands, but I really appreciate everyone. So thank you.
I too would like to personally thank Lindsay for coming and serving in a public way, and you represented us well, and you've had good advice and comments, and as you've served on the board. So we thank you so much.
Personally, let it be known and beyond a doubt that this lady served this district with everything she had for the 2 years she was here. I mean, I think a lot of people had doubts at the beginning, but I'm going to tell you right now, she did what she needed to do, and she was here for every student in this district.
Yes, thank you. Mhm.
Thank you again. Madam President, members of the board and the audience, we have and would like to recognize Elizabeth Howells.
You didn't have to do that.
Yes, we
Well, it's a
do.
certificate this time. It's not a plaque. For those of you that may not know in the audience, Mrs. Howells served on the school board for 10 years, I believe it was, 12 years.
12,
12
wow.
years. And then she decided to go back and just work and stay with family. But we did have a vacancy that happened in June. And she was appointed and has been serving back on the school board since June, and really appreciate you, your leadership again, and your guidance, and just the help that you do for the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments?
We'll call you.
We'll let you we'll let you
Yes,
speak first if
I
you want.
enjoyed my short stint back. I'm pretty sure Charles Armijo was very jealous.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, don't call me. No, I'm kidding. No, I did have a good time, and was happy to help you guys out. It was nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Elizabeth,
Thank
for
you.
coming and helping us out for this time. So you have a wealth of knowledge and expertise and love for the district. So it was nice to have you. Thank you.
All right, Madam President, moving on to athletic department, Mr. Naya. Mr. Naya here, there's Joe, popped up from the back there. All right, Madam President, members of the board, members of the audience, tonight we would like to recognize athletes and coaches and parents, all that participated in the fall sports, and we will turn it over to Athletic Director Joe Anaya.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, Madam President, Superintendent Bibiano. We want to recognize our fall sports tonight. We want to start with our volleyball team and Coach Michael Bekduskas. Hurry. Speaking.
Hey. Hello, my name is Christina. I'm Lily.
I'm Emma. I'm Coach Baguskis. We just wanted to take a moment and talk a little bit about our season. So we finished in our district 4th, but we were able to get 2 players on our first team all district. So Christina was one of those, and Michelle Dunn, who unfortunately was not able to come with us tonight, she was the other. And Lily and Emma were actually second team as well. And then Michelle was selected to be on the all-star red-green team, which they played a couple weeks ago. So it was a great experience. She was actually coached by a former Moriarty Pinto and Jordan Russell. So that was exciting for her. And then all 4 of our seniors were all Metro student athletes. And Lily Shelby was put up for Student Athlete of the Year award. She was not selected for that award, but she said it was a great experience. And then Michelle Dunn made second team all Metro, which is all the Metro schools in Albuquerque and surrounding areas. So lots of competition there. We also want to highlight our C team and JV programs. They are building our program so that eventually they could be on varsity, but also our 7th and 8th grade teams from Moriarty and Edgewood, which made good runs in our tournament. And we actually pulled up 4 8th graders at the end of their season to play on our C team with Coach Murphy. So I will let these 3 talk just a little bit. You go, girl.
I don't have a speech ready. I didn't know I was gonna have to do this. I think our season went well. We had a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs. But I think overall we loved each other and we played to the best of our ability most of the time.
I think we did a good job. I think we've kind of had a rough couple years of volleyball, but I think this year we started to show what Moriarty has, and I think we're bringing back and finally showing teams that we're not a stepping stone anymore, and we're not where we want to be, but we're getting there. And excited.
I think.
Sorry. I had a very fun season with these girls. They made it very enjoyable most of the time. But I think in the next couple years, Moriarty is gonna really show what we're made of for volleyball and a bunch of other sports. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, ladies.
Next up, we have our cross-country team, coached by Coach Janice Gustafson.
Hi, I'm Coach Gustafson, and a lot of my athletes are sick, so that wanted to come tonight. But I have a few that showed up, so thank you guys for being here. We had a really great season, very challenging season with lots of unexpected things for our training. But I have amazing athletes; they all persevered wonderfully. They did really great. We took the full boys team to state, just barely. They worked really hard to get there. Demisio was one of our team captains, and he led the team awesomely this season. Also, Matthew McMurtry was one of our fastest runners. He was going to come and speak, but sick. And my son Caleb was a senior this year. He also would have come, but he has pneumonia, so he is really, really sick. So I'm hoping they all get better for their wintertime sports and everything they're doing this fall. As far as our girls team, we did not quite make it to state as a team, but in cross country, you're allowed to take the top 3 individuals of a non-qualifying team, and Moriarty took 3, all 3 of those spots. One of which was Carmen Dorsey Spitz, which was the state champion in cross country. Very huge, big deal. But not only was she the state champion, she set the state course record for the state of New Mexico and beat out everyone in the state of New Mexico for her time, 5A, everybody. So she did amazing. She set several course records this season, really trained hard and really encouraged the team. Like I said, we had a lot of hiccups in our training as far as not having the track ready and lots of things coming up. And they just were like, well, let's train here. Let's go here. And they all did really great. Carmen also went on to Carmen, Ashton Walter, and Matthew McMurtry went and ran a regional cross country race after season. Carmen ran in 2 regionals, qualifying for nationals in one of those, and ran that last weekend. Again, really amazing kids, had a really great season overall. And we're excited to come back. We had 4 seniors total graduate, or will graduate this year, and a whole lot of freshmen come in. So we look forward to a really strong team in the future.
Thank you.
And one, is it on? And one more thing to conclude about Carmen Dorspitz is she's up for Gatorade Athlete of the Year. So next up is our boys soccer team, coached by Matthew Johnson, and we are glad to say he's coming back next year.
How y'all doing? Touch anything or is it working? Okay, this is Andrew. He's one of my players. I'm Matthew. So we had a fun season. We started our workouts in May, right as soon as I said yes to the job. And we are still having Saturday workouts, and we're still working to build and build and build, because what we focused on was more of a growth mindset, of a continuation of continuing to challenge ourselves on a daily basis, being very intentional about our practices. We had 31 total players on the team, 8 of which, and then for varsity, I'm only going to say about our varsity, right? So 8 of our varsity players were all academic. So that speaks to the caliber of young men that we have on our team. I've got 2 first teamers in Samuel and Jonah. I had 2 second teamers with my goalie and Javier. And then we had an honorable mention as well. And then of that 31, only 1 student struggled with eligibility. We had tutoring. We were trying to incorporate really the holistic student attitude when it comes to a student athlete, really focusing on that student part. We really focused on culture building and, like I said, the growth mindset. We had united watch parties down at the school, which culminated in all of us. I think there was 28 players that all went down to watch the United soccer team in Albuquerque. That was a lot of fun. And then, when I first started with this team, one of the things that we needed to work on, I think, was building a team, right? And I think we got there. Only 2 of our players are graduating this year. So that 31, all of those are coming back to us. So we have some high expectations for next year, and we're working hard right now to meet those expectations. So, Andrew, you want to say a whole bunch of stuff? I did not prepare him at all, and I was prepared for this as well, so I got to move.
So yeah, this season we focused on team building, and I think we did a good job at that. Our team felt complete. We struggled a few times during the season due to lack of communication and other things, but by the end of districts, we had a good game against Taos, drew 1-1, and I think we're prepared for next season.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Next up, we have our girls soccer with Coach Val Luker. Girls. And McKenna Hatton.
Hi, I'm Coach Luker, and this is the senior captain, McKenna Hatton, and our other captain, Lindsay, could not make it tonight. But we had an overall great season. Started out a little bit challenging. Normally we need 11 on the fields. We started out our season with 9 people. Went out, we still won our first game, 3-0, and then we went on, we picked up 1 more person and we played our next game and we won 5-0. We had a couple more girls come in. They met the criteria so that they could play after their practices, and we went on for our record was 11-7-1, and we had 3 young ladies make first district all team, and that was Lindsay Rabarchik, Dawn Burton, and Carolyn Roberts. And then second team was McKenna Hatton Emily Russell, and Aubrey Prado. And then we ended up overall with 16, 15 athletes on the team at the end of the season. 8 of those made all academic. And yeah, so we ended up with more players, and everybody was excited. It ended in a positive note. So I'm gonna pass this over to, oh, and McKenna, she made the all-star team, so she got to play, and her team won.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a good season. We started off a little rough. It was only like 3 of us showing up to off season and preseason until like the week of tryouts. And then like our season started out way better than we expected. Everyone stepped up where they needed to be. We had a little bit of a challenging year, and then we just like talked to the people that we needed to talk to, and they really stepped it up and became a teammate instead of a single player. That really helped. And in a sport like that, you really need communication, and that's what we worked on a lot this season, and it worked. And sadly, like we fell short of state this year, but like we all worked and like we all tried for it. But yeah,
And we did end up with 10th spot in 4A. So we did very well.
And our last team for the night is our football team. Coach Romero can't be here, but Mrs. Romero is going to speak for him.
I just have a letter here. Hello, Madam President, board members, and superintendent. I wish I could be here tonight, but I'm currently in Roswell at a basketball game. I'm very proud of our young men this year. Our regular season record was 5-4, and we were 1-1 in the playoffs, losing by 1 in overtime. We scored with 30 seconds left to win the game, but a flag was thrown on a very controversial call. Our players participated in several community service projects this year, such as reading to the elementary schools, our Little Pintos flag football, and serving Thanksgiving dinner at both middle schools. 2 players here tonight I want to talk about, Lance Volk and Marcus Romero. They're here to represent our football team. They're both seniors and 2-year starters for us. Both were great leaders on and off the field, demonstrating outstanding character and dedication. They were both on offensive line that allowed us to be the top rushing team in 4A. Lance led the team in knockdowns with over 40. He is going to Northwestern College in Iowa to play football at the next level, and I'm very proud of him. Marcus also played on defense and led our teams in sacks with 9. Our players received several all-district, all-metro, and all-state honors, but we can't tell you because they're a secret. They will be announced tomorrow at our banquet. I would like to thank you for your support of our team and athletes. Coach Romero.
I don't really have anything put together, but mostly I feel like our season went great. It went by way too quick. I wish I can go back and play a whole nother season with this team. I just felt like this year we just really put together like a team that just felt like another family did for me. And when it ended, I don't know, it was heartbreaking. It felt like a part of me just wasn't there anymore. But I feel like that's what we really strived for this year. That made us really good. It didn't matter like if we lost some guys were out. We just were all there to pick each other up and just were there for each other. And I feel like that's what carried us throughout the whole year. And that's all I
I'm very proud of our athletes and our coaches this past fall. They all worked very hard, extremely hard, and we're excited for our future. And that concludes our fall sports for tonight.
Nice. Thank you.
Exit right, left, yeah, stage right.
Somebody told me I had to stay for the whole thing.
Yeah. Somebody tell them there was Pasoli in the other room.
Thank you, parents. Thank you for being here and your support.
Now she gets to represent.
McKenna, you're gonna stay for a report out? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Thank you. I was gonna pull you back if you didn't. All right, Madam President, moving on to Venturi Realty Group clothing donations, a recognition and huge thanks to the Venturi Realty Group. I would say, I don't know the exact date, Madam President, members of the board, but it was probably about a month ago. I got contacted by Melissa Romero. She's part of the Venturi Realty Group. And she asked what this group would be able to do to help out the students of the Moriarty-Edgewood School District. What we landed on and what this group did primarily, I believe out of Albuquerque, was collect new and used clothing for our students. Madam President, members of the board, if you recall, we didn't get McKinney-Vento money and funding that usually helps us out with our one-shop stop at the beginning of the year or our clothes bank and closets at the schools. So this is going to help out tremendously. When we got the bags, this boardroom right here was pretty much full. Kat, what'd you guys say? And Leslie, Sarah, we all unloaded from the desk almost all the way to the chairs. There's clothing for some of our early childhood students, all the way up to adult clothing for our high schoolers. And so the staff has been working to separate them and have them ready and available when we come back in January. So with that being said, Mrs. Romero, Melissa Romero, is Mr. Romero, Aaron Romero's wife. And so if he would like to just come up, and we have a certificate of appreciation to pass on, and anything else you'd like to add, Aaron? I think I missed the whole, it was December 2nd, right? Yeah.
It was December 2nd. My wife works for the Venturi Real Estate team. They're part of the Real Realty Group. December 2nd is their day of giving, and so they seek to give back in any way that they can. And my wife is an MHS alum, and so she asked, is there something that we could do? She's been listening to me talk about MMS for the last 12 years. And so her and her team decided they would start collecting clothes. And so strangers from my neighborhood showed up at the door, dropping things off. My ring doorbell was going crazy. But then other people that she worked with on her team also collected clothing. And so, yeah, I don't know how she made it all fit in her car.
Yeah, it was packed.
Yeah, I got a picture from Mr. Viviano, and it was just this pile of trash bags in them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool to see. That's just something that she's really passionate about, but then also her team, for them to all come together, and just giving back in any way that they can. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Tell her thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
tell her thanks.
We invited some to come, but they weren't able to make it. So yeah, so if you pass
Thank
that
you.
along, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, appreciate it. All right, Madam President, moving on to Moriarty High School Student Council report, and Ms. McKenna, you're up again.
Hi, guys. So I'm just gonna.
He's going to give you the microphone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Even though I have a loud voice. So yesterday we had a pep assembly. We celebrated the new sports, winter sports, basketball, wrestling, and those turnouts from past tournaments and games. We also celebrated robotics and rodeo worlds. And then also we are starting to plan Sweetheart. So that will take place the following week from when we return from break. Also, student council officers and NHS have been working with tutoring Moriarty Middle School students that are lacking core classes in math, science, and English. I've personally been tutoring a student, and he has improved his grades to letter grades, which means he's finally passing. So
That's awesome.
Thank you.
She's like, I'm out of here.
All right, Madam President, moving on to Principals and Athletic Director Board reports. Any questions or comments?
Go ahead and start it off. Well, yes, your reports are all very exciting. You can really see in there that the temperature within the school district is rising and that the kids are getting engaged and enjoying. And you guys are working so hard in all that you do and your planning and your trainings for yourselves to better yourselves. And it was just fun to see the winter concert at MES with their luminarias. That was a wonderful night. And the ECC is doing a Just Right reader competition. That was really exciting. You're getting kids interested in reading from the get-go. And hopefully a lot of them will find the love for reading. And also, the attendance is improving. It seems like that all attendance across the board was going up. So you guys are doing a great job in keeping the kids in school. So thank you for that. And again, may you all just have a very blessed holiday season and break. You well deserve. And we'll see you next year. Any other comments or questions?
I do. So I actually wrote it down this time, so I wasn't flying by the seat of my pants like usual, but trying to rely on my memory. Early childhood Just Right reader. I didn't realize how competitive my 5-year-old daughter was until this came out, and she's like, "You got to read."
Yeah, I love
And her class or whatever won. I was like, "Oh, okay." So, I'm super happy with the food drive supplying and your staff stepping up to help out 9 families at the middle school. I did see that the attendance was up at the high school, which is good, right? I mean, I think it's better than it's been all year. And then can you kind of tell me what Boys Council is? Because it's intriguing to me.
Right.
President, members of the board, Member Young, Boys Council Girls Circle is a program that Torrance County Family Youth Council, it used to be called Juvenile Justice, Torrance County Juvenile Justice, but they changed the name about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it consists of the council director from that's hired by Torrance County, and JPO from Torrance County, the school district administrators from all of the school districts in the county, and if they have security, they're invited, and some social worker community partners, and they really work just to provide opportunities for students and for young people in the county. And so one of the initiatives that they have is this program, and what it is it's a community worker, and it's actually Mr. Chavez, and he comes in and works with 12 of our young men, and they have partnerships, I believe at Moriarty Middle School, they've been
Bless you.
at Moriarty Elementary School at times. They have active groups at Estancia right now as well, and so they practice the social skills. They talk about like things that maybe young men might face that
Right.
And they're able to problem solve, talk about real life scenarios, just walk through what it's like to be a young male, and with a positive male role model. That is not necessarily somebody that comes into contact with them every day at school and doesn't have like this authority over them. So Mr. Chavez does a great job, and they really like him. And it's been a really positive 3 weeks with him.
Thank you. And then Mr. Bibiano, or actually Maldonado.
Maldonado.
Golly, you guys are
Bibiano
killing me. How was the 5th grade visit?
Well, the grade was tremendous, sir. I want to thank Ms. Romero again for lending us the high school band. They did a great job. The choir sang for the 5th graders. The band, beginning and high school, put on a concert for the 5th graders. They went around the rotunda and they asked questions about bullying, they asked questions about attendance, they asked questions about electives. I mean, it was a great experience.
Good.
I had a lot of great comments from parents, so it was awesome.
Good, thank you. I don't know that we've done that before, but I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, but thank you.
Yeah, no, and they asked a lot of questions about the dress code. And I explained it to parents, and they understood why we have dress codes. So it was great. It was an amazing event.
Good, thank you.
Spring one as well.
I think they've generally done something like this in the spring, right? Is this,
Um,
I know the fifth graders go to the middle schools.
yeah,
Usually it's in the spring,
Mhm.
right? Okay,
right.
Right.
gotcha.
Mhm.
But this is it's gonna be on top of that. So it was
Good.
a lot of fun. I had a lot,
Good, thank you.
of course.
Ms. Seegers, what is a Sunshine Social Club? Is that a group of kids or is it?
It is teachers who meet students from around
Okay, that's
Great.
kind of what I thought it was, but I was like, are there any students involved in it at all?
the area.
Are there any plans to get students involved in it?
Oh, they could be, sure, yeah.
Okay, I just did, I mean, I think it's a great idea, but I was like, I don't know if there are any kids, but I think we should have some kids there, at least maybe some sort of maybe student parent involvement. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
900 Thanksgiving lunches. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was like 900 Moriarty Elementary. I mean, I don't understand the logistics of feeding 900 people in two lunch. Is it like 2-3 lunch? I mean,
About a 90-minute period. Probably.
is it extended for Thanksgiving? I'm assuming because,
It takes about 20 minutes.
okay.
We did this year, which helped tremendously.
And yeah, I was like 900. I don't. Oh. So somebody else takes care of that. Catherine, I'm sorry. I want to thank you for your positive comments about our maintenance staff. Not often do we receive any comments about maintenance that are positive, but I do appreciate you actually putting in a report and something public people see, because those guys take a lot of flack, and I think they deserve some recognition for when they do some good. So thank you. And I'm done. That's what you get when I write it down.
I just had a couple comments. They both touched on it already, but attendance being up at Moriarty High School is awesome. It also looked like it's up at Edgewood Middle School as well, if I read that right. As well as tardiness being down at the high school, which is really cool. And then I also noticed in Edgewood Middle School's report a suggestion about an advertising campaign to counter East Mountain Middle School. I don't know if that's something we should talk about here, but I didn't think it was a bad idea to highlight spotlight designation. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's all I got.
I have one more thing. Mrs. Romero, we got an email this week
Oh, yes.
and
Yes.
super positive. So let me be honest, I saw who it was from and I was like, I don't want to open this, but just want you to know that somebody actually emailed us and they said how great of a job they feel like you're doing
Yes.
and that you're making a change. And if it's only one kid and one parent, that's a change. So, but just so you know, we all got the email, and I didn't know if this was the right place to bring it up, but I feel like it's the right place to bring it up.
You're right.
Because this parent feels like it's a completely new attitude for the school and a place that her son can learn and grow. So, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And you gotta tell me about rock, paper, scissors, because she threw it in there and I don't know what that is.
It's rock, paper, scissors.
I was gonna forward it to you. I'll show it to you.
No, it's-
You want to stop?
I was going to turn it on. I already did. Madam President, members of the board, to go back to Board Member Donner's question, we've had some conversations, to try to, I guess, to counter the word, any recruitment that may be happening from our students. I think it's a matter of having the schools out there in many ways. Social media, word of mouth obviously helps. The visits I believe are part of that thinking process of bringing fifth graders in early, bringing their parents in early. We've, in years past, that's happened at the middle school. Mr. Maldonado and his staff and the high school structured it a little bit differently. But to get them excited to come to Edgewood Middle School and, as a fifth grader, I don't know how much say they have and where they'll go to school. But if we can get them to talk nonstop about Edgewood Middle School or any of our schools that they want to go to at any grade level, and really have those conversations with parents. A full-fledged marketing campaign hasn't been put on the table yet, but we've had those conversations, most definitely. Yeah. You're welcome. That's right. Anyone else? Sorry. Any other questions or comments for the principals or Mr. Naya? No? All right. Thank you guys very much. So we always have board president or Board of Education. Any additional comments away from the board principals or athletic director's board report? Anything?
Enjoy your time off. It's deserved
Yes.
and it's earned.
Exactly.
And just remember, we still got the other half to go, but don't let that discourage the enjoyment of your time off.
All right. Thank you very much. We will move now to superintendent's report, and Mr. Gatzenbeede will get the overhead projector tonight. Madam President and members of the board, just an overview of the panorama survey results that came out. Principals have access, or they're or getting access. It was on December 10th, I believe, Mr. Gatzenbeede, or 11th, that this information was presented to us. The panorama is basically the same. It's a survey that provides insight into student perceptions, teachers and family members of school climate, safety, social emotional well-being, and instruction going on in the schools. As part of our strategic plan under focus area number 2, under well-being and mental health, we do have a goal that says provide a safe, supportive learning and social environment where each member of the educational community can flourish in a respectful, productive environment. And one of the measures is the New Mexico Public Ed Department's panorama. That's all right.
Just kidding.
All right, whenever they find the valid source, if they're able to, because that's what it's telling us, right? That's all right.
Technology.
Yeah. So the fall panorama, the panorama survey is given 2 times a year. This year, we gave it between to students October 6th to the 24th. That was the window. They don't take it the entire time. Obviously, that's just a window for them to take it. This is given to 3rd through 12th graders. And what we have and what we'll present real quickly is elementary, a summary of 2 elementary reports and 1 secondary report. Overall, the results show strong elementary level momentum, targeted gains in secondary safety, and continue. We do have some challenges that come with the students and how they answer with secondary climate and belonging indicators. Yes, sir. If you could go to self-management. Is that it? Yeah, all right. So in self-management, there are, I believe, 6 or 7 questions that the students were asked. This is, again, for elementary. What it indicates here is that we had a 7% drop from the survey that was in spring. Now, there are factors that we can sit up here and talk about or just understand if, moving forward, some of these may not be the same students. Some of these, some of the students that responded this year may not have responded last year. Some are new, most definitely, because they're 3rd graders, right? They were 2nd graders last year. But with that being said, it is a 7% drop. But if we look at our average on the left-hand side versus the state average, we're right there with the state, right? We do want to be above the state average in anything that we do as best as we can. But we will work on this data, and the principals, again, will have this. And there's different types of committees and teams. We have attendance teams. We have behavior teams. We have the SHAC that'll be looking at this data from a district level. So there are 6 questions that, if you can scroll, Mr. Gatsenbeedy, there. It's hard to shrink it a little bit. I'll email this to you as well, board members. Yeah. So there's 6 questions. Now, question number 1, that's what really brought us down. Out of the 6 questions, most of them show 70% or above with high favorable responses. But if you look at that number 1, during the past 2 weeks, how often do you allow others to speak without interrupting them? I don't know how clearly a 3rd through 5th grader. I think our kids are very intelligent and do a great job, but they've had to read the question correctly, right? So what our students are saying about 50.
Those questions are written very well.
About 50% of our students say that they interrupt somebody when they're talking, I guess. And so maybe that's just a skill, right, that they work on. But again, if you look at overall, that question number 2, question number 3, if you could scroll down, sir. Question number 5, and then question number 6 are all favorable, 70% or above. One very important word with Panorama is that it is a perception, right? Is a perception. And so we work on that and what that is with our younger students. Go ahead and scroll down. Sense of belonging, a little bit below the state average. We're making gains. If you see, we are in the green. So green arrows mean that we have increased our percentage, again, from the spring survey to this fall survey that was given in October. Question number 4, Mr. Gatsenbeedy, if you can scroll to number 4, go up a little bit. Oh, there it is. When you were at school, how much do you feel like you belong? And that was a 6% increase. So that's a very important one for us to look at. Not to discredit any of the other questions in any way that they're written or the manner that they're presented. But that's very important that our 3rd through 5th graders, there's some increase there from the spring semester. So that's the work of all the staff members at our elementary school. All right, and then the last one, self-awareness. This is a new category, so there's no baseline, there's no arrows, orange or red, whatever color that is, pointing down. But if you take a look at that, we are in the 70s and 80s of favorable when it comes, a lot of these questions during the past 2 weeks. How much did you care about other people's feelings? And 86% of our students felt that they had some sympathy or empathy for one of their classmates, or one of the adults that they work with. All right. Go ahead and go to the next document, sir. So this is secondary. In secondary, there are two categories, school climate and school safety. Again, we are close to the state average, and we are up 3 to 4% with the student responses. Another piece of the report that I didn't point out there for the board members is that we had 828 responses from our 6th through 12th graders. Go ahead and scroll down, sir. School climate. We definitely want to get that number up from 38%. We had growth in all the areas except question number 5. So question number 5, or did we? It may have been number 4. I may have mistyped this. 2. Okay, question number, how fair are the rules at this school? So our 6th through 12th graders gave us some of their voice, and only 27%, it looks like, think that the rules are fair. But it is data that we need to look at, right? It is data. If you go down, Mr. Gatzenbeedy, that one right there. That one right there. How clean is the building when you go to school? I think it was Vice President, was it Vice President Young who mentioned about the Ms. Kelton's board report about maintenance?
Yes.
It's also the custodians right there, right? And so these are our secondary students, that are saying that, and it went up 13%. So whatever factor that is, we don't know because it doesn't ask for them to explain their answer, but we like that number. We like that number that they feel that the building is clean. All right, and then the last document. Oh, no, school safety. Yes, sir. Go down. So we're right on par again with the state average. We're up 3% from the spring. I believe it's question number 2. How often do students get into physical fights at your school? That jumped up 14% in the favor of almost never getting in a fight, or once in a while getting in a fight, right? And again, it's a perception. What is a fight? A physical fight? Is it a push, a shove? Unfortunately, if it gets worse than that, then whatever the definition is. But and then when it comes to secondary school safety, it says reduced worry about violence and improve access to adult support. So that was good. And you can go to the last document. So the first document that we looked at was elementary school students and self-management, really. And this document is elementary school climate. So it's similar to the secondary climate survey. Again, there's our numbers, 62%, that's up 7% when it comes to the school climate. And school safety did go down by 2 percentage points, right around the state average again. School climate is up 7 points. There's improved perception of school mood when you look through these questions. This is interesting. When they answer, it's rule fairness is, I believe, the second question again, and our secondary kids went up 5% in thinking that the rules are fair at the elementary schools. You look down at some of the other questions, and there's indicators that would tell us, like number 3, how often do your teachers seem excited to be teaching your class? That's gone up 8% this year across the elementary schools. So that's awesome. That's awesome. That's whether it's they've just set up a different classroom management, or they're building those relationships, or they're using different strategies that are getting kids excited, that also gets the teachers excited. It's great to see those last 2 numbers there on Q3 and Q4 going up 8%. So really what these results demonstrate, I wrote down here that there's some meaningful progress in elementary climate and steady improvement in elementary, or secondary safety. We also have, but they're not prepared for you tonight. So my goal is to have them prepared in January, if the board would like to see. It's the teacher staff responses, and the families responses. We had 134 of our staff members respond to this survey. And just some high level numbers. School climate was at 61% favorable. That's up 9% from spring. And then feedback and coaching was at 50%. So they're asked when they get their feedback, when they get their coaching. That's new. We don't have a baseline, so we don't have an up or down percentage on that. And then with our families, we had 199 responses from families. The answers and their perception was up 5% when it comes to school climate, to 58% in favor of the school climates across the board. This is K or 3 through 12, and then but school safety was down by 2 percentage points. So we'll take a look at that again and be moving on again. Like I said, committees are being formed for attendance. Each individual school and their guiding coalitions can look at this data. Our mental health teams, our behavior teams, our school health advisory council will be looking at this data to see how they can support the individual schools. So thank you for letting me go through that, and I stand for any questions or comments.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing.
Overall, things are good.
What was that, sir? I'm sorry.
All in all, it seems like we're improving quite a bit.
Yeah, there were a lot of green arrows going up, right? And we had a conversation and principals this morning when I was talking to them, talking about growth. Sometimes it's in small increments, sometimes it's in leaps and bounds, but there's growth when it comes to our school climate, what the students are perceiving about their schools and their environment, and who they can look to with the adults for help if needed. And then, it's always a matter of making those movements forward. So thank you, Mr. Chavez. Madam President, anyone else?
Yeah, one question. Since health and wellness was part of that, and I meant to bring it up to Ms. Romero for the high school. The Health and Wellness Center is open now in the high school, right?
So we are not open yet.
They're not open yet.
We will be open on January 5th.
Okay.
Our plan was to be open, but we had some trouble getting the items in and put together.
Okay.
We needed to put the 80 chairs together and things like that. And we're just waiting on the best way to divide the room. So we reached out to Mr. Ritchie and his department, and but we will be open on January 6th.
And when they come back.
Students have been sent the video, and we're doing tours. And so we're back.
Can you explain how that is going to operate?
So the wellness room will operate students up to 4. They said that 6 students can be in the room at one point, but we are going to start with 4 students at a time. And so when they would like to access the room and they're becoming overwhelmed or have anxiety, they can request a pass. That pass will go to certain individuals in the school via the digital hall passes that we have. And then once it's granted, they'll come to the room and they'll have they have to kind of list where they are at emotionally when they go in the room. There's a reflection piece that they have to do, and then they can just, relax, calm down. There's lots and lots of fidgets and sensory regulation tools in the class or in the room, and the manipulatives, if you will. And they can be in there for 15 minutes.
Okay, I was going to ask, is there a time limit?
Staff at all times, and also a staff member. So when that alert comes in, a staff member, which has been trained, will access the room with the student. They're in there for 15 minutes. They have to then let us know how they're feeling when they exit the room. And so we have data, and then they go back to class.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, if there's no further questions, then we will move on with the agenda. Thank you. Learning Services, Director of Learning Services Board Report. Mr. Gatzenbeede, any updates or changes since you submitted your report?
I think you'll be pleased with the January report that'll be coming out to you. Superintendent Viviano and I went over some data, and it's very positive. So I think you're going to be very happy when I disseminate all the data for you. The schools are still doing a few makeups. We want to make sure that everybody's completed, but the data looks really good.
Awesome. Look forward to that.
And you're specifically talking about the IMASA data, right? Yeah. Any, Madam President, members of the board, any questions for Mr. Gatzenbeede?
Good.
No, thank you.
All right.
No, I did have one comment.
I'm
So-
sorry.
Sorry.
So we have 600 kids in after-school programs?
Activities.
Before and
Mhm.
after, before and after. Okay, this stuff. Okay, is it 600 different kids, or is it some kids go twice a week, or, I mean?
They go to different clubs too.
Okay, yeah, so just a quarter of our students, kinda.
Mhm.
Got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Madam President, no further questions. We'll go to Student Support Services for Mrs. Ortiz. Mrs. Ortiz, any additions or changes since you submitted your report? All right, any questions for Mrs. Ortiz?
No questions, but I did do my homework. We're up 10 special ed students since the last report because I wanted to make sure I was, so.
On top of it.
Yes, and then with that House Bill 54, do you know what percentage are CPR trained at this point at like the high school, middle school?
I do not know that exact number.
Yeah, well, I know we don't, it's not implemented for a while, but I was
Right.
just thinking, I mean, there's a lot of coaches and I do believe they all have to have CPR, all that stuff, so.
I do believe I noted that in last month's report as well. but
Okay, thank
I
you.
can double check.
All right. Gosh, I gotta go back and read that one again.
All right, Madam President, no
Thank
further
you.
questions. We'll go to item business. Madam President, mark down here. We have action item, consent agenda, finance items 1 through 4, and I recommend approval of this consent agenda.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending that we approve the consent agenda finance items 1 through 4. Can I have a motion? A second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. All right. Mrs. Young. Any, oh, maybe there's some news, right? There's some changes or anything from revenues, expenditure report, fixed assets, anything like that? No changes? All right, then we'll move to action. I'm sorry, any questions before we move on to our next action item? On these
Looks like it.
reports? No?
Elizabeth, do you have a question? No, no, okay,
Okay.
all right.
Sorry.
All right.
That's fine.
Then, Madam President, we do have an item for approval. This is, I would say, Mrs. Young, I don't know if I'm wrong, you'd let me know. Movement towards one of our facility master plan items that was listed, and it is the Edgewood Middle School HVAC project. And this is an engineering quote that would be phase 1 and phase 2 of this. And Mrs. Young, would you like to speak any more on that?
Madam President, members of the board, Lincoln did walk the building with a couple of different engineers the other day. They are going to give us 2 proposals for a couple of different options to switch out those swamp coolers and get some refrigerated air in that building, which will help eliminate all the leaks that we keep having from those swamp coolers being up in the ceilings. So.
So the first step would be for this engineering proposal to go out. if you look through it and it talks about, some of the items that, in the long term, it's not just those swamp coolers. Mr. Ritchie and I were talking, we also have some of the chiller coolers that are outside of the hallways that are either been damaged through hail or they've been there for 20 years. And so it's a complete overhaul of that cooling system there for Edgewood Middle School. The quote is for $70,286. Oh, well, I said it. So. Are there any questions?
So I do have a question. The $70,000, is that just labor?
No.
That's the engineering.
Just
services.
engineering.
Engineering services, and there is some subcontractors and, miscellaneous items that they have to pull in there, but. We did check with our civil engineer to make sure that it was a fair price, and he was confident that it was in line with PSFA's schedule.
Okay.
I was thinking it was gonna be a heck of a lot more.
Yeah, this is just the engineering part.
It will be a lot more.
Until we get to the real.
Right, yeah.
Any other questions?
All right, so Madam President, I do recommend the approval of the engineering quote for the Edgewood Middle School HVAC project.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending approval of the engineering report for the Edgewood Middle HVAC system. May I have a motion?
I so moved.
A second?
I'll second.
Are there any other questions or comments? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passed.
All right, thank you. All right, Finance Committee and Audit Committee.
Madam President, members of the board, we are meeting with the Finance Committee quarterly, so we did not meet this month. So there's no update there, but we did have an audit exit conference yesterday, so our audit is, let me back up a second. I was gonna say our audit is complete, but this year is this weird unicorn year, and we have two pieces this year. They have to do the single audit separately. So we exited the regular audit, which is basically our operational funds, our GO bond, our debt service, and the federal programs funds that they chose were the COVID money, the CARES money, and Title I. So that will be exited in January. So we are complete with our normal audit, our regular audit. It should be going to the state auditor's office ahead of the deadline, so that's good. And that's all I can report on that until it's been finalized by the state auditor's office.
And again, this is an unusual year because it's, I believe all school districts are having to go through basically a double audit.
What is the single audit? What does it comprise of?
So the single audit, they pick one of our bigger federal funds and they do a deeper dive into that. The Department of Education sent out a circular the day before Thanksgiving. And so the auditors are scrambling to meet that. So it had to do with the government shutdown, and they didn't get that published in time for the auditors to be able to complete what they were going to ask them to complete this year. And they added substantially more selections to that, including some student records that we've never had them ask for before. But they sent us all the backup to show that it is coming from the Department of Education, and they're being required to monitor that stuff now for Title I.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, moving on to Director of Personnel Board Report, Dr. Buckley. Any updates or changes since you submitted your report?
Numbers still the same, just swapped some positions.
Any questions for Dr. Buckley? No? All right, thank you, sir. All right. Madam President, going on to support services, special projects and other items. We have Transportation Coordinator Board Report. We have Mr. Leinen here with us tonight. Any questions or comments or any updates, Mr. Leinen, that you'd like to let us know about?
Madam President, members of the board, Mr. Viviano, we did hire an activity bus driver. That happened late afternoon on Friday.
Mhm.
Miss Tanya Street, with Tanya Myers. She's been in the district for 10 plus years. She was gonna be here tonight, but she's also in Elsewhere on basketball trip. She's serving us through the end of this weekend, and then she's off to retirement. We were, Miss Kelton was kind enough to run us one of her EAs. So Mr. Charlie West will be our new activity guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then as far as updates, 80th day reporting operationally went really well. It was my first dive into something like that.
Mhm.
It went super smooth. There was no big hiccups. The team kind of rallied with me and helped me do it. Ridership was a little lower than what we wanted. But I did share some numbers with Mr. Viviano that we have. We're transporting about 980 kids on average per day. Which is a huge number. Really, the testament to that is we're doing that with 5 less routes. So our buses are full around here. I've got a team that's really rallying behind me. The numbers don't show that, but they're bonding. They're taking me in, and they're finally kind of taking me in and maybe see me. That's what I'm looking for.
Thank you, sir. Any
Thank you.
questions or comments? No?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Madam President, members of the board, if I may, Madam President, again, just put these all together, tech coordinator, maintenance, food services, or CTE coordinator board reports. Any questions I may field and take to these individual supervisors and coordinators?
No real question, but it was good to see that the food services is finally making a list of those things that need to be replaced. So that's good. And it looked from career technical education that things are moving nicely there too. So thank you for that and what it will offer to the kids.
You had another one? Mrs.
Tech
House?
is really keeping up with the tickets.
Yeah.
They blew through a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul was with us in our admin council meeting this morning, and it was his turn to talk, and he said, just fixing Chromebooks.
Yeah, that's
and
what it looks
closing
like.
tickets. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So those
Good.
3 guys, they just put their nose to the grindstone and just get it done. Yeah.
Will you be having to purchase more Chromebooks anytime soon, or?
I'm not sure. We haven't seen a report lately because we just bought some 2 years ago, or 2 years ago, I believe, right, to replace aging out ones. Yeah, but yeah, that comes faster than we want it to
Yeah.
at times with the Chromebooks that age out, most definitely. Madam President, if I may, before we move on, under student nutrition, I believe Vice President Young, you mentioned 900 plus Thanksgiving dinners at MES. And overall, 1,930 students were served on that day, and 1,115 adults were served that day. So
For 3,000 something. Right?
yeah, I think the question was, what does that logistically look like at MES? I know the other schools were packed with siblings, with family members, and it was a great day. And that student nutrition staff really did a great job, really great job. This isn't Thanksgiving dinner, but I was at Route 66, I believe, last week, Ms. Kelton. And the pozole and the tamales and the chili that they were making for those students were getting gobbled up, like nothing. Yeah. So that was, they're doing a fine job to recognize them. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to add that I thought it was really cool that the different schools helped the elementary school, or that the high school mainly, right?
All the
Went
students,
to the
volunteers.
elementary schools. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And if I may, just real quickly, MES had our JROTC Moriarty Middle School had football players from the high school, JROTC at the high school. SME, which is a tradition at SME, they had retired staff and teachers come
Oh,
back
how fun.
and serve.
Okay.
So that's a tradition they've had for forever, right? Since a long time. Route 66 had the Mirage Dance Team. Edgewood Middle School had high school football players as well. And then the Early Childhood Center, we had students that are in our FFA program. Yeah, they did a wonderful job. And they took some fancy pictures too. Yeah, they took. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments or questions for these reports? No? All right, Madam President. Make
on.
notes. I don't think we do not have any board policies to go over. We don't have any citizens' comments tonight
Okay.
that were given. So advanced planning. Madam President, members of the board, between tomorrow and our next board meeting, we do have the Moriarty High School winter graduation this tomorrow at 2:30. 9? Right,
9
there
students.
were 9 of them, right? They're mid-semester and early combination, right? Yeah.
Superintendent and President, members of the board, we actually have 15 completers, but 9 will be receiving diplomas tomorrow, and
Wow.
the rest will be walking in
In May. Okay.
Okay, excellent,
Very good.
excellent. Then we go on our winter break. We do not have any school January 19th, and then our regular school board meeting is scheduled for January 20th, and I believe those are all correct. All right. And with that, Madam President, I recommend that we adjourn tonight's regular meeting.
Superintendent Bibiano is recommending that we adjourn our regular meeting. May I have a motion? A second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nope. Okay.
All right.
I now close our regular scheduled meeting
All
for
right.
today and
I
winter break.
Don't want to make it a late night, but again, the board members provided